It's not your salary that makes you rich, it's your spending habits. Charles A. Jaffe. The biggest wealth killer is living a life you can't afford just to look wealthy. Unknown. Are you sabotaging your own financial future without even realizing it? In this video, we're diving into the one wealth killer that keeps millions from achieving financial freedom, and it's something so ingrained in society that most people think it's normal. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to avoid this common trap and start building wealth, even if you're just starting out. Many people, no matter how much they earn, find themselves with little to show for it at the end of the month. This one wealth killer impacts people across all income levels, from entry-level earners to high-paid professionals. So, if you want to break free from this trap and start building real, lasting wealth, keep watching. You'll learn why avoiding this common pitfall can completely transform your financial future. The one wealth killer many people face is high-interest debt, especially credit card debt. High-interest debt is a silent drain on wealth because of the compounding effect it has on your finances over time. Unlike investments that grow your money, debt works against you by constantly accumulating interest charges, which can make it extremely challenging to pay off. Here's why high-interest debt is such a killer. 1. Compounding interest. High-interest debt is a major wealth killer because of how quickly it compounds. Unlike a mortgage or student loan with lower interest rates, credit cards often have interest rates of 15 to 25% or more, meaning the balance can double or triple in just a few years if left unpaid. The compounding effect means you are paying interest not only on the original balance, but also on previously accumulated interest, which creates a snowball effect. Over time, this compounding interest turns small balances into large debts, trapping you in a cycle that can be extremely difficult to escape. 2. Another reason high-interest debt is so harmful is that it keeps you stuck in the minimum payment trap. Many credit card companies set minimum payments low enough that most of your monthly payment only covers the interest, barely reducing the principal balance. This setup benefits the credit card companies by keeping you in debt longer while costing you thousands in interest over the years. Paying just the minimum on a high-interest credit card can keep you in debt for decades, with much of your money going towards interest rather than reducing the actual debt. 3. The opportunity cost of high-interest debt is another hidden killer. Money spent on interest payments is money that could have been invested to grow wealth or fund future goals. For instance, instead of paying $200 a month in credit card interest, that amount could be invested in stocks or saved in a retirement account, where it could grow over time. By diverting funds from potential wealth-building activities to interest payments, high-interest debt effectively prevents you from taking advantage of opportunities to grow your financial security. 4. Finally, high-interest debt can also lead to significant financial stress, making it difficult to focus on other financial goals. Living under the pressure of high debt often causes anxiety and can result in poor financial decisions, like taking out additional loans or using other high-interest credit options to manage payments. This cycle of borrowing to cover previous debt can create a downward financial spiral that is tough to break. The stress from high-interest debt impacts overall well-being, making it harder to plan for the future and keep sight of long-term financial goals. Let's consider Sarah, who recently moved to a new city and used her credit card to cover some initial moving expenses. She spent $5,000 on essentials like furniture, appliances, and other setup costs. Her credit card has an annual interest rate of 18%, and because she's juggling rent and other living expenses, she can only afford to pay $100 each month toward the balance. In the first month, Sarah's interest charge is $5,000 divided by 0.015 equals $75. She makes a $100 payment, so her balance only reduces by $25, $100, $75 interest. By the end of the first year, after 12 payments of $100 each, her remaining balance has barely decreased because much of her payment has gone to interest. Because the balance is still high, the interest continues to add up each month. Despite making regular payments, the compounding interest keeps Sarah's balance from reducing quickly. By the end of the second year, her balance is still above $4,600, even though she has paid $2,400, $100 x 24 months in total payments. If Sarah continues to pay only $100 each month, her balance won't go down much because most of her payment keeps covering interest. By the end of 5 years, she will have paid around $6,000, but her balance will still be about $3,900. She's paying far more than the initial $5,000 she borrowed, and she's still deeply in debt. This scenario shows how high-interest debt traps people in a cycle of minimal progress despite regular payments. Sarah would benefit from either increasing her monthly payments or exploring options like a balance transfer with a lower interest rate to reduce the impact of compounding interest. If you're serious about escaping these wealth-killing traps and want practical strategies to accelerate your financial journey, check out our other video, How to Make Money Fast, Escape the Rat Race. You'll find the link in the description. This video is packed with actionable steps to help you build momentum and increase your income sources. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest tips and guides. Now, how to avoid this wealth killer? To avoid the wealth-killing effects of high-interest debt, prioritizing debt repayment is key. One effective strategy is the debt avalanche method, where you focus on paying off the highest interest debt first while making minimum payments on other balances. This approach reduces the overall amount of interest you pay, helping you clear debt faster. Another popular approach is the debt snowball method, where you pay off your smallest balances first to build momentum. Though it might not save as much on interest, the sense of achievement from eliminating smaller debts can motivate you to stay on track. Whichever method you choose, staying disciplined and consistent with payments will be essential in tackling high-interest debt. Another proactive step to avoid falling into high-interest debt is to manage credit card usage carefully. This means treating credit cards as a convenience rather than a long-term loan, and only charging what you can afford to pay off in full each month. By paying off your balance in full, you avoid accruing interest charges, which keeps debt from piling up. Additionally, consider setting a monthly spending limit on credit cards and monitoring your spending closely so you're not surprised by high bills. It's also helpful to limit the number of cards you have, as managing multiple balances can make it harder to track spending and can lead to overspending. Building an emergency fund is a fundamental way to avoid relying on high-interest debt in times of crisis. When unexpected expenses arise, such as a car repair, medical bill, or job loss, having a cash reserve allows you to handle the cost without turning to credit cards or payday loans. Ideally, an emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses, giving you a financial cushion that provides security and peace of mind. Starting with a smaller goal, like $500 or $1,000, can be a practical first step. Then, gradually build up the fund over time. This financial safety net reduces the likelihood of accumulating high-interest debt and helps you stay on track toward your financial goals. If you're ready to avoid these wealth killers and want to truly build a prosperous future, remember, it's not about how much you earn, but how you manage and grow what you have. Imagine a future where your money works for you, where you're no longer tied to a paycheck, and where financial freedom is within reach. Now, if you're curious about how to take your money management to the next level, you won't want to miss our upcoming video, Get Rich with This Money Formula. We'll break down a proven approach to wealth building that's accessible to anyone. If this video gave you some insights or a fresh perspective on managing money, please hit the like button, share it with friends who could benefit, and drop a comment below on which wealth killer you're planning to tackle first. Let's make financial freedom a goal, not a dream. This video is for informational purposes only. We are not financial advisors, and this should not be considered personalized financial advice. Always do your own research or consult with a financial professional before making investment decisions.